The rock star look. Who came up with that? You or Joel's?
The rock and roll look, that's my look. That's my look. Joel's is my little brother. I started the whole aesthetic. Wasn't nobody dressing like rock stars at all. Nowhere near the game. It wasn't thinking about it. I created that whole style and implemented it into the hip hop culture. You dig? But yeah, I set the torch up for the rock star rap look. I've always been dressing like a white boy since high school. I've been wearing motorcycle jackets and like that since high school. I got a different style than most.
And I know Wayne, he started dressing like that.
Yeah, we gave it to Wayne. He came to Dipset school, was with us for a whole summer. He was with Wells for a whole summer. And actually his whole...
Jim Jones won't quit running his mouth, and this time the truth is catching up to him. From rewriting Dipset history to flip-flopping on old beefs, fans are finally calling him out for all the lies. The streets aren't buying it anymore, the receipts are out, and Jim's credibility is dangling by a thread.
There's some comments about Nas that got a lot of people coming at you, man. But as a New York rapper, I want to ask you, do you feel like you get your respect?
Yeah, I definitely get much respect as a New York rapper. My name's Capo. So don't let the motherfucking internet fool you, my brother. You heard?
Man, every time Jim Jones speaks these days, he just digs himself in deeper. Once respected as one of New York hip-hop's solid pillars, the Harlem rapper is now under fire for contradicting his own stories, twisting facts, and trying to rewrite Dipset's history. Fans have finally had enough. It all kicked off when Jim started hitting the podcast circuit again, claiming he built Dipset from the ground up, saying without him there'd be no movement, no fashion wave, no Harlem takeover. But the internet moves fast and receipts came flying. Old clips and interviews resurfaced, showing Cameron giving Jim his first exposure and funding the early Dipset moves. So when Jim said he created Dipset, fans were quick to hit back. Nah, bro, you joined Dipset. And now the question is, how long can Jim keep spinning these tales before the streets and the receipts catch up with him completely? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and hit subscribe if you want the latest updates on this Harlem hip-hop saga. You don't want to miss what's coming next.
Going around right now asking if it's Nas or Jim Jones.
What's the question?
Nas or Jim Jones?
I'm a Harlem nigga. Will never ever disrespect Nas, first and foremost. Jimmy, that's the bro. That's Uncle Jomo, but first and foremost, he need to sit his ass fuck.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones? Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas.
All right. Nas or Jim Jones?
Is that a serious question?
Yes, it is.
Nas, bro.
All right.
Jim Jones is a clown.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Come on. Is that a question?
Yo.
Is that a question?
Hey, yo.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Come on.
I ain't saying who.
Yo.
Nas.
Nas for the post.
All right. Nas or Jim Jones?
You said Nas or Jim Jones? Oh, Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Oh, Nas. I ain't gonna lie.
Let's go.
Jim Jones, though.
All right.
Jim's been spinning stories for so long that it's starting to catch up with him. One minute, he's claiming he's from New York. The next, he's changing the details about Dipset's breakups, who fell out with who, or who really drove the group's success. And every time he tweaks the story, the people actually there, like Cam and Mace, keep calling him out. Recently, Mace even said, "It is what it is," adding, "Jim's been running my name through the mud for years, but now the receipts speak for themselves." Fans went nuts over that because it's the truth. Jim's been rewriting the past to make himself look like the top dog. Even his old beefs don't line up. He'll talk about the Lukes and Bazoo situation one way, then flip a month later and say he wasn't serious. One interview he claims he and Mace are cool, the next he's shading him again. It's like he can't choose whether to play victim or villain. The streets are over it too. Fans once respected Jim for his hustle. Maybe not for his bars, but for his grind. Now that same persistence just looks like delusion. Every few months, he pops up defending himself, and instead of seeming confident, he comes off insecure. Right now, it's clear. Jim's biggest problem isn't Cam, Mace, or Jadakiss. It's his own mouth.
Being honest, right? And you looking back at your career, where will you rank yourself among New York rappers? Top 10, top 15, top 20?
Where did I rank myself? I don't care about top 10 ranks. I care about the money. You heard? And you talking about all these artists that came in after me. I came in after them, Rob, you heard? And I started as a hype man. And right now I am the hype man, as you can see all over the internet. Big difference, you heard? I'm talking about present day and what we're doing right now. I ain't worried about what's going on in the past. I don't worry about what you used to do or what you used to do. What can you do right now? You heard? And if you're not in it, you're not in it. You dig? But I'm in it wholeheartedly. And I wrap circles around anybody who beg to differ. Tell them meet me in the booth. That's all we got to talk about. There ain't no shot at no one in particular person. But yeah, you know what's up. I'm from that era. Engagement era. You heard?
Jim's been spinning stories for so long that it's starting to catch up with him. One minute he's claiming he's from New York. The next he's changing the details about Dipset's breakups, who fell out with who, or who really drove the group's success. And every time he tweaks the story, the people actually there, like Cam and Mace, keep calling him out. Recently, Mace even said, "It is what it is, Adina." Let's be honest, Jim Jones's ego has always been his biggest downfall. Instead of letting his legacy speak for itself, he keeps trying to control the story, and now it's finally catching up with him. In one interview, he'll boast about holding Dipset together, and in the next, he's pointing fingers at everyone else for his problems. When fans called out these contradictions online, Jim got defensive, claiming people were twisting his words. The truth? No one is twisting anything, he just can't keep his story straight. Things really turned when Maze and Cam launched It Is What It Is. As they shared Dipset stories, fans began connecting the dots, realizing Jim wasn't the rock-solid leader he always claimed. Mace even said, "Jim acted like the general, but we all know who really built the empire. And it wasn't him." That alone broke the internet. Fans immediately pulled up old clips of Jim calling himself the capo, acting like he ran the crew. If that wasn't enough, Jim got caught in another lie weeks later. In a new interview, he claimed he never had serious beef with Jadaku's or Styles P, insisting the Versus battle was just friendly competition. But everyone remembers how heated he was afterward, insisting Dipset didn't actually lose, even though fans watched them get destroyed live. Jadaku's even roasted him on the radio, saying, "Don't rewrite history, bro. You know what happened." Fans couldn't help but laugh because it was exactly the truth. Gee, Jim's been running my name through the mud for years, but now the receipts speak for themselves. Fans went nuts over that because it's the truth. Jim's been rewriting the past to make himself look like the top dog. Even his old beefs don't line up. He'll talk about the Looks and Bazoo's situation one way, then flip a month later and say he wasn't serious. One interview he claims he and Maze are cool, the next he's shading him again. It's like he can't choose whether to play victim or villain. The streets are over it too. Fans once respected Jim for his hustle, maybe not for his bars, but for his grind. Now, that same persistence just looks like delusion. Every few months, he pops up defending himself, and instead of seeming confident, he comes off insecure. Right now, it's clear Jim's biggest problem isn't Cam, Mace, or Jadakiss. It's his own mouth.
To the people that say when Dipset was at their peak and it mattered most, you wasn't a good rapper. It was all about Cam and Joel's. They was the best rappers in the world.
Who cares about that? What the fuck are you talking about? That's what I don't understand. That makes no sense. At Dipset peak, he wasn't where he at right now. Well, I'm where I'm at right now. I got better. You heard? Most people have been in this game as long as I've been in the game and not here anymore. At all. They way gone. They can't compete. Not on this level. At all. I can compete at the top level right now. Period. Against anybody. Especially from my era group. I spank they boots. I don't care who you put in the booth with me. And I got the money to back it. Right now, tonight. That's the difference. Don't play no games. Tell them bring 100 tonight. Whoever it is. They're not gonna come, bro. They know I'm vicious. I'm not one to play with when it comes to doing music at all.
The saddest part of all this, Jim Jones could have gone down as a...
Jim's been trying to play it off like everything with Mace was just a misunderstanding, acting like there was nothing but respect and love. But fans remember the old rants, calling Maze a fake pastor, throwing shots about money, dragging names left and right. Now all of a sudden it's, we're cool? Nah, people aren't buying it. He's clearly trying to polish his image after years of reckless talk. Even his longtime supporters are starting to pull back. Comments under his recent interviews are merciless, with people saying things like, Jim's been lying so long, he forgot what the truth even is, and now he thinks he can gaslight the whole culture. When the audience that built your career starts doubting you, that's a real game over moment. This isn't about hate, it's about accountability. Over 2 decades in the game, and Jim still hasn't learned to just own his story. Every time he tries to sound clever or spin the truth, he ends up looking like the problem. And that's exactly why fans are done. The man who once embodied Harlem's realness now seems trapped in his own fantasy.
I mean, and keep in mind that what I'm doing is for my era of music. You heard? It's a blessing that I'm still here and I'm still being able to be appreciated by the youth and the younger generation coming up. That's a super blessing right there. But when it comes to the people of my era, I want smoke. You dig? Whether they're active or inactive, I'm telling them, I want smoke. You heard? Don't care about no legendary status, none of that type of shit. None of that shit works on the street, bro. I want smoke in the booth. You heard? Who want that? Let's talk about that right now. Who want to meet me in the booth? You heard? You ain't even gotta come to the same studio. Let's be in the same building. You take A room, I'll take the B room. You heard? Just to make everybody feel comfortable, but I want smoke in the booth.
The hardest part? Jim Jones had all the tools to go down as a true Harlem legend. He had the longevity, the grind, the energy, everything you needed to cement a legacy. But over time, his craving for validation started eating away at what made him authentic. Instead of owning his lane, he wanted to be seen as the ultimate mastermind. The issue is, the people who were really there, Cam, Mace, even veterans like Fat Joe, aren't letting anyone forget who actually put in the work. Take the It Is What It Is podcast, for example. Mace and Cam regularly roast Jim, not out of hate, just stating facts. Fans love it because it's the truth. When Mace said, "Jim's like the guy who copies your homework but still gets it wrong," the internet went wild. Hilarious, but painfully accurate. Every time Jim tries to rewrite Dipset history, it comes off forced. And it's not just the old beefs. Jim's been positioning himself as the face of Harlem rap today, claiming he influenced the new wave. But the younger generation, they respect his legacy, sure, but they aren't quoting him. With artists like A Boogie, Fivio Foreign, and Dave East carrying the current Harlem sound, Jim looks out of touch trying to stay relevant. Instead of evolving naturally, he's constantly chasing viral moments, manufactured interviews, and fake controversies just to trend for a week.
I mean, if we're looking at the rappers from your era, it's not many left that's rapping at a high level.
All right, well, yeah.
Jada, he's still here. He still got something left in the tank.
Jada,
Fab,
nice.
He's still spitting.
Fab is one of my favorite rappers of all time. He's absolutely dumb nice. Like on another level. Niggas really listen to Fab music, that nigga go crazy. Like that nigga is, from a New York standpoint, like that. Like you dig? So every place have their own music, you heard? I'm just coming from a New York standpoint, a tri-state area standpoint. We got our own thing and our own bop out here that we all appreciate and shit like that, you know what I mean? So we appreciate our New York rappers because there's a certain sound, it's just that.
Last year, Jim Jones tried taking shots at Pusha T, calling him overrated and claiming he doesn't have hits for New York. But the fans immediately clapped back, reminding him how Pusha famously went toe-to-toe with Drake, something Jim has never done. It quickly turned into another internet roast session, with people saying Jim just stirs drama to stay relevant. And honestly, they're not wrong. Jim's image used to be all about loyalty and Harlem pride. Now it's all about excuses and contradictions. Every time he fires back at critics, it only proves what everyone already suspects. He can't own up to his mistakes. That's why fans are slowly checking out. In a game where authenticity is gold, Jim has drifted from his roots, too busy trying to protect a manufactured image. And when you look at the current wave of Harlem rappers,
you know what I mean, that we get from certain rappers and things like that. And Fab is one of them, Jada is one of them, Fat Joe is one of them. Whenever JB jumping back out, he one of them, like you dig, like. But some of these people lost their rhythm and their cadence, you dig? Like they still stuck where they was at, you heard? And people be getting confused, like you dig? I ain't even gonna get into it. But like I said, I want smoke. Only way to shut me up is to shut me up. Show me I'm bugging.
You think you can go bar for bar with Jada, Fab, or Jay-Z?
I go to bar with anyone. With anyone. You heard? There ain't no beating around the bush. I've been saying it, bro. I want smoke in the booth. You heard? That's the only way to settle this one. We all can put out dope freestyles. We all can put out dope music. I want smoke in the booth.
At this stage, it's clear where this is headed. Jim Jones is losing the one thing that built his legacy, the respect of the streets. He still moves like Harlem's capo, but when your stories constantly contradict themselves and your peers keep exposing the truth, that title carries no weight. Even his attempts to play mediator between Dipset members fell flat. Nobody trusts his version anymore. It feels like he's speaking just to hear himself talk. Fans aren't taking him seriously, and the online reactions show it. People who once cheered for him are now calling him out live. Clips from his interviews get reposted with captions like, "Here he goes lying again," or, "Wait, didn't he say the opposite last month?" Jim has become his own meme, not out of hate, but because he refuses to stop spinning stories no one believes.
Mimi there. You heard? Like the Thriller in Manila. Let's sell it that way. You see how Beasley and Baby Bro just did the one-on-one? You heard? You see how Beasley and Lance did? That's what I want. You heard? I want the one-up. I want smoke. I don't care about rankings, bro. I want smoke. I want smoke and I want money. You heard? A ranking never gave me $1 at all. When the ranking come with a check, then I'll be pressed about the ranking. But none of that shit.
The sad truth? This didn't have to happen. Jim Jones had the chance to grow into a respected elder in hip-hop, a mentor, a Harlem ambassador, someone who guides the next generation. But instead, he doubled down on the ego-driven behavior that's haunted him since the Dipset era. You can't demand respect while constantly rewriting your own history. The streets remember too much. Even Cameron, usually chill, dropped a subtle jab on air. Some people lie so long, they start believing it's the truth. Fans knew exactly who he was talking about. When Maze laughed and added, "That's capo energy," the internet exploded. That clip spread everywhere, exposing Jim Jones once again, live, on their own platform. At this point, it's bigger than beef. It's about legacy. Jim's career shows one thing clearly: you can't fake realness. Harlem, the city that once elevated him, is now side-eyeing him, waiting for him to finally keep it 100. Fans have officially checked out. They've seen the lies, the backtracking, the contradictions, and the fake bravado. What remains is a man who built his name on loyalty but let pride cost him everything. In hip-hop, you can rebuild a career, but credibility? Once that's gone, it's gone for good.